The 911 dispatcher, Rachel Carter, had heard it all: panicked screams, whispered pleas, and the chilling silence before tragedy struck. But when her headset crackled to life that evening, she wasn't expecting a soft, trembling voice. Hello. My name is Lily. I think my mommy is broken." Rachel's fingers hovered over her keyboard. The voice was small. A child's. 5, maybe 6 years old. "Sweetheart, what do you mean by broken?" she asked, trying to keep her voice steady. "She's not waking up," the little girl whispered. "And there's red on the floor." Rachel felt a chill run down her spine. Rachel fought the growing pit in her stomach. "Stay calm. Lily, honey, can you tell me where you are?" Silence. A soft sniffle. "I don't know the numbers," Lily admitted. "But I see a mailbox outside. It has a blue bird on it." Rachel's fingers flew across her keyboard. "A rural address. Isolated. Lily, I'm sending officers to help. Can you stay on the phone with me?" "Yes, but..." "I hear footsteps." Rachel's breath hitched. Chapter 3, The Intruder. "Footsteps?" Rachel asked, her pulse quickening. "Yes, but they're not Mommy's." Rachel's heart pounded. "Is someone else in the house?" "Lily, where are you right now?" "Hiding in the closet. Mommy told me to if something bad happened." Rachel swallowed hard, signaling for an officer to hurry. "Lily, don't make a sound. Help is coming, okay?" The line went silent. Then a whisper. "I see shoes, big shoes." Deputy Mark Reynolds had been patrolling the quiet outskirts of town when the call came through. A possible home invasion. A child in distress. He gripped the wheel, lights flashing. "ETA 3 minutes, he radioed in. Rachel's voice came through his earpiece, urgent. "The child is hiding. Possible intruder inside. Approach with caution." Mark's jaw clenched. "We're going in." Lily barely breathed. The closet door was cracked just enough for her to see out. A shadow stretched across the hallway. The big shoes stopped near her mother's room. The man stood there, watching. She covered her mouth, willing herself not to cry. Then, he moved toward the closet. Mark and his partner, Officer Hughes, arrived to find the front door slightly open. A bad sign. "Police! Come out with your hands up." Mark called. No response. Guns drawn, they stepped inside. The metallic scent of blood hit them first. Then they saw her. A woman. Unconscious. A crimson pool spreading beneath her. Then a muffled whimper. Lily saw the closet door creak open. A large hand reached inside. Then, shouting. A crash. Footsteps pounding. She squeezed her eyes shut. Gunshots rang out. Silence. Then a different voice. "It's okay, sweetheart. You're safe now." Mark knelt, arms open. Lily hesitated. Then she ran to him. "Mommy." She sobbed into his shoulder. "We're getting her help, sweetheart. You did so good." Lily trembled in his arms. "I tried to wake her up, but she wouldn't move." Mark's throat tightened. "We won't let anything happen to her." Paramedics worked fast. The woman, Emily Carter, was alive but weak. A deep wound on her abdomen. Loss of blood. Mark watched as they lifted her onto the stretcher. "She's gonna make it," a medic confirmed. Lily clung to him, refusing to let go. "Can I go with her?" "Of course, sweetheart." As the ambulance doors shut, Mark felt a weight in his chest. Something about this scene didn't add up. The man who had nearly found Lily lay in the hallway. A gunshot to the shoulder. Barely conscious. "Who is he?" Mark asked. Officer Hughes checked his ID. Then his expression changed. "You're not going to believe this. The suspect, David Carter, Lily's father." Mark's stomach twisted. He'd been arrested years ago. Domestic violence. A restraining order. Why was he here? David groaned, opening his eyes. She had it coming," he muttered. Mark clenched his fists. "Get him out of here." At the hospital, Emily woke to find Lily curled beside her. Tears welled in her eyes. "You saved me, baby," she whispered. Lily sniffled. "Mommy, why did Daddy come back?" Emily's breath hitched. "Because he thought we were alone." But he was wrong. Rachel sat at her desk, replaying Lily's call in her mind. A child had done what so many adults couldn't, spoken up. And in doing so, she had saved a life. The dispatcher wiped a tear from her cheek. Some calls you never forget. And this was one of them. The courtroom was silent as Emily Carter took the stand. Her hands trembled, but she met the prosecutor's eyes with quiet determination. Across the room, David Carter sat in his prison jumpsuit, his face twisted in cold indifference. "Mrs. Carter," the prosecutor began, "can you tell us what happened on the night of March 5th? Emily took a deep breath. I was putting Lily to bed when I heard the front door creak open, she said. I knew immediately it was him. A hushed murmur rippled through the courtroom. I told Lily to hide. Then he. Her voice wavered. He grabbed a knife from the kitchen and came at me. David smirked. Emily clenched her fists. He said no one could take Lily from him. Then he stabbed me. Gasps filled the room. David's attorney stood, his voice cold. Mrs. Carter, isn't it true that you took Lily away from her father? That you ignored his requests to see her? Emily's face turned pale. I took her away to keep her safe, she said, her voice firm. He hurt me before. I wasn't going to let him hurt her too. Mark Reynolds sat in the gallery, fists clenched. He knew the truth. David Carter wasn't a father. He was a monster, and monsters belonged behind bars. Lily sat on the courtroom bench, holding tightly onto Mark's hand. She was too young to testify, but everyone knew. Her call had saved her mother's life. The 9/11 recording played, her tiny voice echoing through the room. Hello, my name is Lily. I think my mommy is broken. By the time the tape ended, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Even the judge's voice was thick with emotion. We've heard enough. David Carter's smirk was gone. For the first time, he looked afraid. The jury only deliberated for 2 hours. When they returned, the foreman stood. On the charge of attempted murder, we find the defendant guilty. Cheers erupted in the courtroom. Emily gasped, covering her mouth. Mark squeezed Lily's hand. David Carter's face twisted in rage. This isn't over, he shouted as the bailiffs dragged him away. She's my daughter. You can't keep her from me. But he was wrong. Because from that moment on, Lily was free. The trial was over, but the scars remained. Emily flinched at loud noises. Lily had nightmares. Mark checked in on them often, always bringing a small gift for Lily. Coloring books, stuffed animals, anything to make her smile. One day, as he was leaving, Lily tugged on his sleeve. Will you be my friend forever? She asked. Mark knelt down, his heart swelling. Forever, kiddo. And he meant it. Emily stood in front of the mirror, staring at the faint scar on her abdomen. For years, she had let David's fear control her. But not anymore. She had survived. And now she would live. She turned to Lily, who sat on the bed drawing a picture. What are you making, baby? Lily held up the paper. It was a picture of them, her, Emily, and Mark. Our family, Lily said, beaming. Emily's heart ached. Maybe she wasn't alone after all. Some nights, Lily still woke up screaming. Emily would rush in, holding her close. It's okay, baby. He's gone. But fear didn't disappear overnight. Emily signed Lily up for therapy, and slowly the nightmares lessened. One day Lily smiled and said, Mommy, I think I'm getting braver. Emily kissed her forehead. You always were, sweetheart. Emily started working again, finding a small job at a bakery. She and Lily moved into a new apartment, one with bright windows and a playground outside. And for the first time in years, Emily felt something new. Hope. One evening, Mark came over for dinner. As they sat on the couch, Lily fast asleep in her room, Emily turned to him. Why do you do all this for us? She asked softly. Mark hesitated. Because I care about you. Both of you. Emily's breath caught. For so long, she had been afraid to trust anyone. But as she looked into Mark's eyes, she realized. She wasn't afraid anymore. One day, a letter arrived from prison. David Carter. Emily's hands trembled as she opened it. You may have won in court, but you'll never erase me. I'm her father. She'll always know who I am. Emily stared at the words, her stomach churning. She wanted to rip the paper in half. Instead, she threw it into the fire. David Carter would never control them again. Christmas Eve. Snow fell outside the window. Lily sat on Mark's lap, grinning. I have a wish, she announced. Emily smiled. What is it, baby? Lily turned to Mark. I wish you could be my daddy. Emily gasped. Mark's eyes filled with tears. Lily, I would love that more than anything. And just like that, he was family. Years passed. Emily and Mark got married in a small ceremony, with Lily as their flower girl. That night, as they danced under the twinkling lights, Emily whispered, I never thought I'd be happy again. Mark kissed her forehead. You deserve this, Em. And for the first time, she believed him. Years later, Rachel Carter sat at her desk, training a new dispatcher. Sometimes you get a call that changes everything, she said. She pulled out a small newspaper clipping. A picture of Lily, now older, holding her adoptive father's hand. The headline read, Brave 5-year-old saves mother's life, now has the family she always dreamed of. Rachel smiled. Some calls you never forget. and this one ended in hope. If this story moved you, imagine how many real children find themselves in situations just like Lily's, frightened, alone, and unsure of what to do. Emergencies can happen at any time, and knowing how to respond can save lives. Take a moment to share this story, because awareness is powerful. Talk to your children, siblings, or young loved ones about the importance of calling 911 in an emergency. Teach them their address, how to stay calm, and that help is always just a phone call away. If you were touched by Lily's bravery, leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful stories that remind us of the strength of the human spirit.